Hey YouTubers, welcome to DCU LGBTA's Trans 101 Part 2. In this video, me, Andy and Carul are talking about medical transition. So check it out and let me know what you think of our conversation in the comments section below.
There's this constant kind of thing of like, trans people need proof of their identity or whatever it is they're going through or whatever facilities they need. We can't just kind of accept when someone says this is how I identify, this is who I want to be. We need kind of, we don't really believe you, we don't really trust you. We want someone else to back up what you're saying. So
yeah, I have 2 letters at home from 2 separate psychiatrists that say I'm not crazy. I just want tits.
On that note, what kind of stuff did you guys have to go through to start transitioning, or to think about starting to transition?
I'll let you take this one.
Okay, well, obviously, coming off from that, to be able to medically transition in this country and in most countries, you have to have someone confirm, like a psychologist confirm that you are, you know, a trans person, that you are. It's been changed in the DSM, but it's called gender identity disorder.
It's now called gender dysphoria.
Yeah, so basically, someone, you know, you pay to do this because it's not usually covered by the HSE. You do that, and then they'll refer you on to like different steps that you might want to take, whether being medical steps, say like hormone treatment, surgeries. For me, I didn't want to do a medical transition before I'd done a complete kind of social transition. I know it sounds kind of strange, but I'm in most areas of my life, things happen, I catch up with them after they've happened. So like I kind of did a lot of things of like making myself comfortable, because I think for me transition has always just been about comfort. So actually Jill gave me the advice originally, because when I started coming out originally,
okay, so he points over here and I was like, did you get my name right?
But yeah,
he next. I want to mess and continue, sorry.
Yeah, so I kind of was like, I wasn't sure of like my gender identity and that kind of stuff, and I said it to Jill, and Jill was like, just take it bit by bit and think about things to do with comfort. And so what I started doing was, every time I was in a situation, I'd be like, am I uncomfortable? Why am I uncomfortable? And then I'd take a step to kind of rectify that. So it took me a long time before I got to the point that I said I was trans, and then someone was like, yeah, we know that, you've definitely been transitioning for about 1.5 years, and I was like, oh yeah, these things happen. But I kind of want to do it socially, in the sense that this is just a personal thing. First of all, it was going to take a really long time, because it's a really long process in this country, particularly because it's very like undermanned, and it's very, you know, hard to get through, and it's pretty much very binary based in the sense that, you know, you fit into certain categories for them to give you what you want and what you need.
And sometimes they lose you.
Yeah, they lost me in the system for about 2 years. But sure, look, it happens. It's great.
Look, it happens.
It happens. We're
England.
Hey.
I was born there. It's okay.
But yeah, like I kind of figured that the only way I could stay sane during it was if I was making kind of small steps by myself, and if I was doing it myself, and also in the sense that I think it's a lot easier for like people like family and friends to, if like for instance after a certain amount of time my voice started to break, or you know, things started to happen, that if they were already seeing me as male, it was just kind of an inevitability, and it wasn't a big thing people had to talk about all the time, you know. So I think kind of for me, I did it socially, and I did that just in my own sense, because I can't make big decisions. I can't make any decisions. To be quite honest, I'm really bad at making decisions.
Step by step, we'll make
all those going to pink training this weekend, you will see proof of that.
I'll mind you, be fine.
Absolutely not. I'm making as many bad decisions as I possibly can this weekend. Don't you stop me.
I did it last year.
You make one bad decision, I have to hear about it for 6 months.
Look, okay, pink training stays a pink training. We won't hear anything
Okay.
about it.
We have a plan here, we have a plan.
Yeah.
We have a deal.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go back.
So that was going to, while I was doing it, there were kind of steps kind of I would have taken before I started medical transition. So like, I kind of like to appear more male, to be seen as male, which is actually kind of a topic I like to discuss about how a lot of the time trans people will feel like they have to fit into society's view of what a man should be or what a woman should be in order to be respected.
Like
so
when I was talking about wearing breast pumps
Exactly.
to identify as female.
So like on that kind of point, like I I literally became like a walking, talking masculine stereotype for a good like few months. And it was appalling. Like,
I can
it was
imagine.
So, no, you don't understand. It was so bad. It was like polo shirts and football and hair gel and like I like to like a lot of that's like now I'm completely other side of that. You know, we're all good. But I think like that can be really difficult. And that was something I did. So like by the time I got to a point I was more expressing my gender, it was after society was viewing me as what society deemed to be a man. And I think like there are kind of not two, I'm not going to say two types of trans people because that's ridiculous, but
Very much it.
yeah.
We've already discussed the umbrella.
Yeah,
Not more than two.
you know what I mean? Is in like
There's a Broadly's worth.
Fucking fabulous.
top notch. Love that. I think that there's a kind of like there are trans people who kind of transition will keep very true to who they are and to like all the different elements of themselves, whether those elements are feminine or masculine or anything like that, in the middle or anything like that. And then there's the other side where like, and it's completely cool whichever way, but like for me I was on the other side where I literally, anything that made me in any way individual, I just scrapped. And I made it that I fit into this mold, so that when society started respecting me as that mold, then I went and shaved T Swift at the back of my head for a concert so she'd see it happen.
I shaved T-Swift into the back of your head, thank
that
you very much.
You know, then I went and, you know, did things like expressing myself. And that was kind of a long way away, because like, I came out in like 2009, it's 2014 now, and I've been on hormones for like less than 2 years, because this country is shit.
Are they expensive, by the way?
In terms
Sorry, I had to sigh that they are very expensive.
yeah,
HRT is a
I'm
very
assuming they're
expensive
not
thing.
covered by like the.
yeah.
Or are
They're
they?
under drugs payment.
They're on the drugs payment scheme.
Okay.
Some of them are under medical card as well, but only certain ones.
Yeah.
If the drug that the HSE deem is suitable for you to help you transition, if it's not on this list of drugs that the HSE want to pay for, you're screwed.
So how much like
Um,
would it be over 100 bucks?
I'm going to be completely real about this, right? My mother pays for my testosterone at the minute, so I got switched onto a new dosage, so I don't actually know the cost. As far as I know, it's the drugs payment scheme that, you know, would, if it was on the drugs payment scheme, it would be extremely expensive. Like originally the stuff I was on was like several hundred for like one dosage of it. Now, granted, it's in the drugs payment scheme, but like you're talking
That's
like,
once every week, isn't it? Or
no,
Once a month.
12 weeks.
Oh.
That's what it was originally.
Are you on 12 weeks now?
no, I had to switch because that's another thing to do with the medical system.
Timeline.
Yeah, they have a very specific timeline, but also they're very every time it's very understaffed for what it's doing. So there's all these trans people who go to one place. For instance, if you ever want to like, you know, if you're a trans person, you want to see all your trans friends, just go to your gender.
Go to Loughlin's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you basically see everyone on the same day because that's the thing. Like it's literally a clinic once a month, you know, and
once a
obviously-
month.
Once a month.
Once
Jesus
more.
Christ.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
the
it was
third
more.
Thursday.
That's over 600 trans people in one day that could end up going
Yeah.
through that one place.
So
So-
that's like one place in the whole country.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's one.
South of the border.
Yeah, Northern Ireland has them as well, but apparently it's not great at all. I've heard bad things.
Now,
So there's one doctor, one endocrinologist, and then he has all his junior doctors. So you're really not guaranteed that you're going to see the same junior doctor ever, like more than once, because obviously junior doctors come in and like so. Say if you're on like a 3-month or a 6-month thing, a lot of junior doctors are in on placement. So by the time you go, it's a whole new batch of doctors, and like you know you kind of have that you'll say flag an issue like 'cause obviously like you're putting hormones into your body. Your other parts of your body are going, like your sleep cycle and like, you know, things to do with hunger and libido, they're all going to go nuts. Your emotions are probably not like going to go nuts, but like it is a change, especially in the early stages of these things. So for instance, when I went in, just on the 12-week thing, I'm point blank, I brought Jill, because, you know, Jill's very good at being persuasive and stuff, but
I need
made a little list.
Yeah, everybody needs a jail, trust me.
I point blank wanted injections for...
Yeah.
But in
You
regards
tell me
to
straight.
treatment, right? It's very hard to be treated. That's the one thing. Every trans person who wants to go through a chemical or a biological or a medical transition is going to have to jump through hoops of fire, and they have to hit a bullet with another bullet while riding a horse in place.
Hey people, I really hope you guys are enjoying listening and watching the conversation so far with DCU LGBTA. If you guys want to see more content like this, you're very welcome to hit the subscribe button below this video, or you can check out my other pages on this weird wide interwebs. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.